Yep.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Big Show. This is Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. As always, if you're a first-time listener, thank you for stopping by. My name is Josh Lilquist, and we are happy to have you with us today. As always, I have the stock master on the program, the mastermind of this whole operation. His name is the one and the only Mr. Al Connickson, formerly known as Mister. How you doing today, Al?
You know what? I'm doing fantastic, Josh. How about yourself? You seem like you're in a good mood today.
Hey, I had my coffee. I'm ready to rock and roll and talk about the stock market.
Let's do it.
It's always great to be talking about stocks, and that's exactly what we're going to do here on Investing and Trading Live. Let's talk about the stock market and how to transfer knowledge into skill. And our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, 25 years teaching people just like you how to trade, how to invest, different strategies and techniques for income, different strategies and techniques for retirement accounts, 401ks, IRA, which we call your wealth bucket. And we're going to talk about how we transfer those skills that knowledge into skill to make smarter investing decisions. And it is February now, and it is Super Bowl month. We have the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Philadelphia Eagles.
Good.
I almost forgot there. But there's things that they're doing between now and the Super Bowl. They talk about some knowledge, and that would be the playbook. They're studying their playbook, making sure that they know the plays that they're going to be doing. They're probably changing their plays, changing the formations in between now and the Super Bowl. And then to execute that, they can't just read that playbook.
Right.
They have to go practice that. They're going to go run those plays, practice the lineups, making sure everybody's set in the right spot. They're probably going to do some different counts, some fast counts, some hard counts, and that way they are prepared to do the right thing in that Super Bowl. And that's very similar to what we do in the financial markets, Al. We want to gain some knowledge, which would be a lot of these investing classes that we'll be talking about later. We're going to invite people to some investing classes here at Online Trading Academy. So gaining that knowledge, but really that knowledge will do nothing for you until you build that skill.
Right.
And that's exactly what we do at Online Trading Academy, is transfer that knowledge into skills to make smart investing decisions. So let's talk about that here today. But as we know, Al, we've had a lot of great moves this week. We had it's earnings season, as I mentioned last week. I believe it was Thursday. We had Apple. Was it Google? Amazon, I believe they were all earnings on Thursday. Big moves in the markets. The Fed fund rate on Wednesday. Al, this volatility is phenomenal. How are you helping people make these smart investing decisions?
Yeah, well, one way is to teach them about volatility and how to use that in your favor. But I think the analogy used of football is a good one, because really the way that we kind of go through our process here, our education, is very similar to what professional teams like football teams do. Everybody who's playing professional football at one point in time had not played. Maybe they knew a little bit about football. They knew, that there was somebody that threw a ball and somebody who was supposed to catch it, and there was a goal line you were supposed to go over. But to be at the point that they're at now, where they're making the kind of money they are and playing professionally, it was practice. It was learning skills to use that knowledge. The same thing is true in investing and trading, Josh. It's not just knowledge. You can spend the rest of your life reading books at the library or sitting at Barnes & Noble with a cup of coffee and going through their financial books. But until you actually start to use those things and you know when to use them, how to use them, it's really of no value. There's a lot of people out there that are loaded with knowledge that are very ineffective because they don't have the skills to know when and how to use it. And that's really what we do. And let me start out by saying this. The number one thing that we find that I guess it's the number one financial topic that people understand the least is investing and investments. And it's sad because it's not taught in schools. Most of the information people get, either they get from maybe somebody at the water cooler, maybe their parents, maybe they're listening to some of the shows on TV and just listening to somebody's opinion about something, which is in essence a guess. Well, let's just keep it simple. The two most important requirements for major successes are, number one, being in the right place at the right time, and then number two is doing something about it. Well, is this the right place and the right time? Absolutely. You started out the show by saying all these opportunities that we're getting primarily because of the volatility, these big moves up and these big moves down. If you kind of follow the traditional strategy that Wall Street probably has you in, this kind of volatility is what keeps you awake at night. For people that know how to use it, for traders, this is exactly what we look for. This is what's almost needed to be able to really take advantage of what the market can provide for you. And if you're listening to the show, or you have any interest in the markets, it's because you think there's some value there. Well, how do you extract that value from the market? And it's, number one, being at the right place at the right time, and then doing something about it. This is the right place. This is the right time. Now, how do you do something about it? What can be done, and how do you do that successfully? Well, let's keep it simple. The two most important things that you need to succeed as a trader or investor is, number one, when to get into a trade, and number two, when to get out of a trade. Sounds pretty simple, right? But for most people, it's not, because they don't know how to identify that. And really, it's choosing the right moment to get in. That's the key to being successful as a trader or investor. So how do you know when the right moment is to get in? And it's when the greatest opportunity for a price to move in your favor appears on a price chart with high profit potential and the least amount of risk. And that's almost always created when big money creates imbalances between buyers and sellers. And that's really what we're looking for. What moves price of anything, regardless of the quality of the company, what's going on in the economy, the only thing that really moves price are buyers and sellers. Yep. So the key is to be able to identify where the big buyers and sellers are and when they're going to be active before they're active. That requires some skill based on some knowledge. So that's the combination of what we teach. It's all part of our core strategy. It's knowledge and skill.
Yeah, I like that, because you kind of hit the nail on the head. You have to be at the right place at the right time, and then be able to do something about it. So you have to be decisive in the markets. That's one of the things we really are looking for here at the Academy. People that can be decisive, and then that can be trained with a step-by-step path. And Al, we've been talking about the knowledge and the skill and how to transfer that. And I want to invite people to an investing class to see how that happens, to see what that's about, gain some knowledge about the markets, be able to talk about it. And then how do we start to build that skill or transfer that skill or that knowledge into skill to make smart investing decisions? So we have these classes every single week during the week and on the weekends. So I want to invite you to one of these classes by texting in right now for 2 seats for this class. By the way, it's free. When you do that, you're also going to receive a financial quick start kit, which includes some free stock picks just for attending this free class. So you can text right now, text the word investing to the number 210-210, and this is for 2 seats for our investing class. A lot of people bring their spouse because you probably make your financial decisions together. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 seats right now. I'll get you a text back and a call to make sure we get the date that works the best for you. Coming up next, stay tuned. We're going to talk more about this transfer of knowledge to skill with income strategies, but I'm going to give another analogy for maybe our construction people. This is Josh and Al. We'll be right back.